Welcome back to Crash and Edy. We got a great show today. There is so much unbelievable stuff going on. It's absolutely ridiculous. We're going to go over some XRP stuff. We got court stuff going on with them. We got Morgan Stanley making a powerful move. And all sorts of other stuff. So, Crash, welcome here, and please tell me that you brought your stinking harmonica again.
Oh, of course.
All right.
Never go anywhere without it.
Nice.
Me and my one song.
It's a dandy, though. It's a dandy.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Let's be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell button and all. That's how we help promote the podcast. And also, this is not financial advice. We are not financial advisors, and it's for entertainment purposes only and education.
And entertain you we will. What's going on in the markets, Crash?
Unbelievable. We're at $1.828 trillion. I think that's an all-time high for the cryptocurrency market, even though Bitcoin's not at its current high. It's pretty close. It's at 59,500.
Yeah. Which tells you the alts are heating up, right? And they are. We see that.
Alts are absolutely heating up, and there's a lot of new money flowing in.
Yeah, and it's
here again. Bitcoin did for the first time hit. Is this the first time it's hit $1 trillion or no?
No, it's been above that because it got to 61. So no, it's been above it. But the market, I think, we haven't been at 1.9 trillion, have we? The whole crypto market.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so
I don't know if Bitcoin didn't hit $1 trillion when it was at 61.
Yeah, it did. No, it did.
The price isn't going to absolutely because there's more.
No, it did.
Coins.
It's
okay.
No, it did. It's been it's been up there, but
I think it did hit $1 trillion back in 2017-18.
No, no, not even close.
Yeah.
Oh, the market are you talking about, or Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
No, Bitcoin didn't. No, no, okay. we're at we're at lofty levels here, but or are we at low levels? I mean, again, it's when you're birthing a new asset class. I mean, it's just the birth canal has just opened, if you will. So we're just getting going. I mean, the regs aren't even out, man.
I was surprised. There were some reports that came out where, I thought there was a lot more corporate adoption than there is. I think it's in the 1 or 2% range.
Yeah, and I think that plays out, where you see that Morgan Stanley news about buying BitHum, I think, is the exchange.
Right.
That is massive. That's just so telling. It's not just big news. It's just telling of where you are when you got Wall Street now buying exchanges. And that's the very beginning of the consolidation of exchanges. This is just the beginning of it. So Coinbase would have been the first one bought, but they just got too big too fast. They're going to be buyers. That's why they're doing an IPO.
Yeah, and that got delayed till April, huh?
Oh, did it? I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Coinbase, they delayed their listing until April.
Interesting. Did they say why at all?
No.
Okay. Interesting. Let's hit some. We got quite a few videos here, pieces of them, some powerful information today. So We're going to get to that pretty quick, but what else interesting in the news, Crash? You got anything that
Well,
really...
yeah, I got a couple things. Report came out that we're not even done with the first quarter yet, but there's already been $4.2 billion allocated to crypto this quarter.
That seems light almost. Who
4.
4.2 billion?
Mm-hmm.
And who is that allocated from who?
That's new money that came into the market.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and I guess you got to keep in mind when money, there's a multiplier effect, you guys. So when 4.2 billion comes in, that equates to a lot more in market cap for like when we say the 1.8 trillion. So it's not like 4 billion equals 4 billion more in market cap. There's a multiplier effect.
Yeah, that's new money coming in at the at near all-time highs. So the when that 4.2 billion might be 50 billion by the end of the year.
Yeah, and that, make no mistake, that's moving towards trillions a quarter. Really.
Mm-hmm.
When you start tokenizing this stuff, it's going to be.
Yep. So and also in Brazil they approved their first ETF for the Latin American countries.
Got that. Okay, that's big.
Mm-hmm.
That's big.
And then you had mentioned that Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley had purchased a foreign crypto exchange. Goldman Sachs bought one also back, I think, last year sometime. So a lot of these big players, they're starting to, the competition has begun. So
yeah,
when you see one of them do it, they're all going to start doing it.
And I think this too
is going to be the winner.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I think this too is going to be the beginning of the end of a lot of the Wild West stuff where you can like front run trades and you can, all the tricks that you can play in the crypto market for trading. I mean, I've seen so many, and it allows you to really manipulate the prices of these cryptos that aren't allowed on normal exchanges, like the NASDAQ or the New York. They have systems in place, and I remember when they talked about bringing some of the NASDAQ tech into some of these bigger exchanges so that you can't do that anymore. So,
yeah.
And make no mistake, there were the biggest manipulators are the huge players out there,
the big financial banking systems.
Yeah, it's not the little guys manipulating this stuff. It's the big players.
No, with big dollars. You ever watch that show Billions?
Heard about it, but no.
Yeah, it's on. I think it's on Showtime.
Yeah, is that good stuff?
Oh yeah, I've been binge watched the whole thing. It was awesome. It's all about a hedge fund, and they're talking about this is years back when it was filmed, and they were talking about using crypto to pay people off and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Crash, we got a comment that we have to address. It's from Mr. X. Okay. And he says he's big into the Crow coin. Mr. X, thanks for the comment, too. We appreciate it. And so Crash is kind of the Crow coin expert here, so I'm going to have him handle this. But he says, how's a crypto.com able? Oh, how's crypto.com able to control the price and keep it down? And also, you mentioned that the stake and rewards may change.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? The manipulating. Go ahead, Crash. Good luck.
Well, just like they can burn all those tokens like they did. I mean, I'm sure they have internal ways because they primarily are the only use case for Crow coins. So, I don't know how the inner workings are, but I imagine there's ways that they can, manipulate the pricing and what it's buying and selling for, because they're buying and selling Crow all day long, probably.
Yeah, and XRP, Ripple came out at one point and talked about this a little bit. And what it comes down to is just like you said, just to kind of play that out, they develop pools that they buy and sell from.
Yeah,
Pools of Crow coin, and you can manipulate the price. If someone's buying a bunch, you just unload your pool and start selling it and stuff.
yeah.
And the opposite direction, it's the opposite thing. So again, these are things that once these exchanges and the regs really get in place, now it's going to be interesting. Can you do that? The other piece of that is though, this is global. So some of these regs might not even apply because these are global currencies and global markets. Or does the SEC truly have global reach?
Oh, that's the question. It's all very gray.
Yeah.
About 50 shades of gray.
One of Crash's favorite. Didn't you have a cameo role in that or something? I heard a rumor about that.
Anyways, did you hear
Something you don't
about
want to
Tezos?
talk about.
Tezos signed a deal with the. They're going to be supporting the first French stablecoin that's pegged to the euro.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty.
And Ripple, I think you're going to probably touch on this, but they're still expanding. They hired a new big wig to cover Southeast Asia.
Yeah, quite the stud.
Former Goldman Sachs guy.
Yeah, that is an interesting move. What about staking rewards, Crash? Mr. X asked about that too. Are the staking rewards changing for Crow at all or something?
Yeah, I think they're doing some modifications. They can they in their rules they can change the staking returns at any time based on the market, but they're going to be changing how they stake for the prepaid Visa cards.
That happened a couple days ago, right?
No, I don't think it's happened yet.
I think it did. Check your stuff this week because I saw that they require $400 now worth of Crow.
Yeah, I don't think it's all the way across through their system yet, and I think they're doing it by country.
They're doing it by what?
By country.
Oh, okay.
So it may have gone into effect in the U.S. I haven't worked with it in the last day, but prior to that, they were still it was still like 5,000 Crow coins, but now it's going to be based on a dollar amount. So the fluctuation in the value of Crow coin won't be as big of an issue to them. So
right.
At that point, I think they can let it run.
Right.
They can let it find its own value in the market, where before it caused them a lot of problems.
Right, and that coin had a huge week too. I mean, that's up 17, almost 18% for the week.
Yeah.
So that's on fire too. Just real quick while we're doing this, VeChain's heating up a lot. That one hit almost. It's like 9.5 cents. A basic attention token had a good week, but it's cooled off a little bit. It's at $1.17. What else are you seeing, Crash? Anything that sticks out price wise?
That VThor, the gas for going nuts.
Yeah, VThor is, what is that sucker? That's like 2 cents. Well, yeah, right around 2 cents. It's only up 71%. I mean,
last 7 days or 24 hours?
24 hours. It's up 75%. You can only get that in crypto, people. 75% in a day. Or you can put your money in your bank account and you lose about 1% a day. So, I mean, we're good.
Yeah. That's it's important to get your VET tokens and into a place where you're earning the Thor.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to talk more about that, but
yeah, I can thank you for that because you pointed that out, and I had I had my VET on a platform that was not paying me the VThor, and
yeah,
I made the switch.
Nice move, Crash. Nice move. Well, when it comes to wallets, I know my stuff. So
yeah.
All right. Well, let's hit this video. Unless you got anything else, let's hit this video real quick. You got
No, just that ADA Cardano is
yes.
now listed on Coinbase as of today.
That's huge. Oh, as of today, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Coinbase regular and Coinbase Pro, right?
Correct.
Got it. You know what else I heard about? This is a rumor, unsubstantiated, but
Yeah.
I heard that Cardano is looking at the Flare token. They might be the next one embracing the Flare token for smart contracts.
Oh,
It's just a rumor, but I did hear that that came from Mr. I forget, an XRP.
yeah.
I'll think of them, but yeah, one of the guys on one of the XRP video guys. So yeah, that's big news. If it happens, that's huge for Flare and for ADA. So,
Yeah, and to cue up this video we were going to show, this
So,
Anthony Scaramucci, he he's a hedge fund operator, right?
okay, hold on 1 second, Crash. Let's get this sucker up. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think he runs. I don't know which hedge fund, but I think you are right. But let's roll this sucker.
And he'll tell you.
Is going to make that asset very attractive in a world printing money like this.
Anthony, I can't attribute the action in gold to anything other than it's at least a percentage of those people are now buying Bitcoin and not gold, because gold, given that what you're describing, gold should be running right now. Is it going to Bitcoin?
The world is changing. That's the vinyl record, Joe. That's the vinyl record. The world's changing. This
Never
is
did before with gold, Anthony. That's what people would say. I mean, you go back 4,000 years. Is it really changing this time? I mean, it kind of looks like it. Look at that.
Well, I mean, it was 1500 something where Copernicus said, we may be revolving around the sun. I mean, things do change, and so we have to look at it. And in a lot of ways, if you really study it, Joe, it's better than gold. It's easier to store. You can move it around more quickly. And that value and that trusted network is growing. It's 110 million now. By 2025, it'll be at 1 billion. And if we're right and it adopts pursuant to Metcalfe's law, you want to own some Bitcoin.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's a good one, Crash. That's
a very prominent cross there, where gold is going down and Bitcoin's going up like that. That's going to catch some attention.
Yeah, and it's gold is just so highly manipulated, and there's no other reason for gold and silver than manipulation. And see what they'll do. My personal belief is they manipulate it, keep it exactly where they want it, and then boom, here's a price reset. Gold is now $10,000.
Yeah,
a lot of people say that's how it's going to get done.
Yeah, brought to you by Goldfinger.
Right, gold middle finger.
Remember James Bond movie Goldfinger?
Oh yeah, you kidding me? Good stuff.
Where they're Fort Knox.
Yep. So, yeah, that's going to be... So, next video we got, I am a huge fan of David Schwartz. He's the CTO of Ripple. And he was once named Joel Katz. I still have not gotten to the bottom of that. So, if any of you guys know the deal with that, leave us a comment on that. And we would be forever grateful. But he also, Joel Katz actually, was, I believe, an employee of the NSA. So, but super smart guy, and he's just your prototypical CTO. So I'm going to have a quick listen here. This video is by... so, Crash, your video was actually Altcoin Daily, is that...
Yeah, Altcoin Daily. Yeah.
Okay, so give them a like and subscribe. That was a great video. Thanks for the content, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so this video it's a little bit long one. We're just going to listen to a piece of it, but it's from Thinking Crypto. Tony with Thinking Crypto. Thank you for the incredible content, man. This is a great interview. We're going to link all these down below, so highly advisable to listen to all of them. You get some great info out of all these videos. So here we go.
But do you feel that, look, to your point of growing the entire crypto market and ecosystem, it's kind of a necessary evil right now to get to a point of, hey, here's a better solution? Like right now, because it's such in its infancy stage, and yes, it's not great for the environment. Yes, it's consuming a lot of energy, but in order to get to that tipping point maybe of like, okay, we're here, cryptocurrency is on the mainstream, it's on the map, but okay, we got to fix this. This is a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's room in the market for one proof of work blockchain. I don't think Bitcoin is going to abandon proof of work anytime soon, and I think that like they can compete on the market as what they are. But I think the Ethereum blockchain has discovered that they're obviously very aggressively trying to move away from proof of work, and it's interesting to see that the miners are pushing back. So this is another interesting thing about proof of work. Make no mistake, miners are stakeholders. They have things that they want, and one thing they want is high fees. They want high transaction fees because they're getting those transaction fees. And if what you like about blockchain is the lack of intermediaries or like counterparties who are taxing your transactions, that's what the miners are doing. I mean, they really are. They're taxing your transaction to get their cut. They're stakeholders that you can't exclude. And their interests are not aligned with the interests of people who use Bitcoin for payments. They're just not. And that's why I don't think Bitcoin like can pitch itself as a payment asset. And it has to pitch itself as things like a store of value. And there's room for that. I'm not saying Bitcoin should change. I'm just saying, like, when you look at blockchains, like one of the things that you should look at is, what is the technology that they're using? One other thing I'd point out is that proof of work really hasn't delivered on the decentralization promise. Miners all look very similar, right? There are places where there's cheap power. There's people who can get access to ASICs and so on. Like it hasn't democratized the access like we thought. Like in the early days, we really thought everybody could mine Bitcoin equally. That's not true. It's objectively false. Like you can't get the ASICs that like other miners can get. You can't get power at the price that other people can get. Like all miners tend to fit a certain template of like how they look and where they're located and what type of operations they have. It hasn't been a great deliverer of decentralization, and it has not been a great deliverer of security for cost. You look at blockchains that have had double spend attacks. Bitcoin only hasn't because it's produced so much value.
Right.
If Bitcoin didn't produce that much value, and let's face it, like that value is going to buy energy. It's not going back into the ecosystem. It's going to electric companies. So I don't think proof of work has delivered on its promises. That doesn't mean it's not good. It's good enough for Bitcoin. But I think probably very quickly Bitcoin's going to become the only proof of work chain, and I think that people should keep in mind the fact that like it has a heavy footprint.
Yeah, it's a great perspective you brought there. Like Bitcoin is what it is. It's getting adoption, but it's not like your point. It might be the only proof of work coin left because there are better blockchains, more efficient, less energy consumption. And this is probably version 1.0, like 1997 of the internet dial-up phase, and then we move past proof of work eventually. But to your point, Bitcoin was still here.
Let me say one more thing. When Bitcoin originally came on the scene, a lot of people thought that proof of work was like the secret sauce that made Bitcoin amazing. Like that was the thing. That was what was so great about it. I don't think that is. I think what's so great about it is the fact that you don't have to ask anybody else like what balances are. It's the public state. It's the fact that transactions are public. It's the fact that there's no administrative functions. Like those are the things that made Bitcoin great. I think that early idea that proof of work was the biggest thing in Bitcoin that was new and different. But I don't think that's not its secret sauce. Its secret sauce is public state, absence of administrative functions, and the fact that like you don't have to ask anybody else like what a transaction does or whether a transaction is valid.
So, yeah, thanks again, Tony. That was a great Great interview. Listen to the whole thing, you guys, if you get a chance. And I will link it again down below. Thinking Crypto. Give him a like and subscribe and a follow on Twitter. So, what'd you think, Crash?
Yeah, very, very interesting. It's nice to hear somebody who really has a grasp in the big picture, kind of break it down.
I know it. It is amazing because this guy has been in it from since Ripple was called OpenCoin and Bitcoin was just created. You know, this is in 2009, man. This guy, he writes cryptography. He's as sophisticated as it comes. So when he says something, it's like, that's the real deal, man. So I love his interviews. Great interview. All right. So, yeah, there is just so much stuff going on with Ethereum, Crash. It's really something else to watch it evolve.
Yeah, they're speeding up their whole process, right? They shut down all their secondary projects internally to focus on 2.0.
Right. So, interesting. I just found this out from once again. Cryptocurrency news guy hits it again, Crash. We got to listen to this, man. It's, I don't know, man. It's just, here we go.
I think it'll be delayed at least a few months, if not a year or two. I'm not really sure if this proposal will go through. I'm sure the community against it.
Oh, hold on a second here, peeps.
And welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Ethereum proof of stake might be coming sooner than we expected. Not really sure if this includes the smart contracts, the DeFi stuff, because that doesn't seem to be coming until 1.5 or 2.0. But they're trying to merge proof of stake and proof of work by October of this year, which is only a little more than half a year away. That is a big jump in the timeline. And they're wanting to do this by ending all work on all other initiatives in Ethereum. There will be no other proposals or improvement initiatives besides the ones that actually will switch to Ethereum 2.0 to super accelerate things. I think they're feeling the heat of other protocols. And I actually think, and besides that, I actually do think that it's a backlash against the miner rebellion of Ethereum 1559. See, 1559 wanted to reduce or mitigate the spike in fees. And miners basically rebelled and were threatening to plot a coup at that point. So we have another proposal, don't really have the number, but we have another proposal that is basically going to get rid of the miners by merging Ethereum 1 and Ethereum 2 and switching to proof of stake. So if the miners actually try to reject this one, no one will care because it'll be like, aha! Bitch, you tried to screw us last time. Not this time. And if you're rebelling? Oh, no one cares because you're obsolete. See ya, suckers. So miners are being screwed for their behavior towards the rest of the community. That's right. Because they wanted to rebel and keep everyone else paying those high fees. So everyone else is like, you know what? Screw you guys. We're going to actually just get rid of you. And that really looks like what they're trying to do. Now, will this actually happen so soon? I have my doubts. And I'll tell you why I have my doubts. Because everything in Ethereum has essentially been delayed. All these proposals. Berlin was supposed to be this time last year, actually. And now it's July of this year. And, if this proposal goes through early, it might go through early, but it might be mid-June 2022 instead of October 2021. So I do think other protocols have to hurry up, but they still have adequate time to actually catch Ethereum in terms of adoption. And plus, I think the merging of 1.0 and 2.0, especially this much ahead of time, will actually be very, very messy. And I'm not really sure if the other stuff like smart contracts and everything will actually get merged over successfully. Now, this means two things. If you're invested in Polkadot or Cardano, you want your protocol to hurry up and deploy as much as they can, because if Ethereum 2.0 comes along and has the same features, then it's really, really going to be hard to compete against Ethereum because Ethereum has such high market dominance. And two, if you're invested in layer 2 scaling, you might want to think twice sometimes, because I still like Matic and stuff, but they won't be nearly as attractive when Ethereum 2.0 actually comes out. And if it actually merges early, you might actually have a cut in your profits, and you might have to bail out early to maintain some of those profits. I mean, Matic and stuff has gone up a lot, so much that you could probably just bail out and still make a lot of profits, but you may not be able to hold on and cash out as high as you want if this stuff actually...
So, thanks for that, Bob. Give him a like and subscribe. Cryptocurrency news guy. Hit him up on Twitter. Good stuff, man. Timely and short, and he just comes up with killer info on the spot. Boom.
Yep.
So, what do you think of that crash? That's they're feeling the heat, man.
It's kind of, Ethereum's got to do something. I mean, they're getting they're getting taken to the whipping board by some of their competitors right now. So
Yeah.
they got to focus on fixing their problems. And sounds to me like it's the miners.
Yeah, and it's a they have incentive to slow this thing down and bring it to a halt, and it's the sole way that they get paid. So they have every incentive to do proof of work. It's really kind of the flaw with proof of work. And I think Ethereum, even Vitalik, I'm sure he's like, well, at least I'm going to mention this so that the bleeding stops. So people think twice and say, we're not going to mass exodus yet. We're going to see if they can get it together. And it's like you've said, Ethereum's not going anywhere. It's just more competition,
Yeah, and it's this is how a new asset class and new technology gets weeded out. They need to adapt, or they're going to be gone.
Right. Yeah. So, all right. Let's get into some XRP stuff a little bit here. This next video is from James Rule XRP, and this is about the court case. He got into the court case here. 1 second. Took us right into the courtroom. It's kind of cool here. So let's have a quick listen. This is one of the judges. It's turned into kind of a 2-judge thing, because they've kind of divided up Ripple versus Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. So it's complicated, but it's really falling apart, to be honest. I mean, more and more you just see there's no case here. There just isn't. It's a bunch of delay and silliness, but let's listen to this real quick.
Doing a video. The tweet from Bank XRP is, quote, from Judge Netburn in the hearing in the SEC versus Ripple case today. Quote, my understanding of XRP is that not only does it have a currency value, but it also has a utility. And that utility distinguishes it from Bitcoin and ETH. Check this out.
My understanding of XRP is that not only does it have a sort of currency value, but it also has a utility, and that utility distinguishes it, I think, from Bitcoin and Ether. Is that correct?
So Bitcoin and Ether, I think, also have utilities. They also have use. You can't use Bitcoin, for example, necessarily everywhere to buy a cup of coffee or to buy groceries, but Bitcoin does have use cases that it has developed. So does Ether. They have smart contracts, for example, that can be done over the Ethereum blockchain. XRP also has developed a number of use cases, and these started very early in the process, which is why it's so baffling that the SEC has charged this long-running scheme from 2013 to the present. Because XRP, for example, has a product called ODL, on-demand liquidity, that is used to assist financial institutions in having seamless and less costly transactions in key corridors, for example, the U.S. to Mexico. And XRP as a digital asset is helpful because it means the banks don't have to have their own fiat accounts on either end and can deploy that money more effectively elsewhere
and XRP can be used as a bridge currency. And Mr. Goldinghouse has brought to Ripple to help develop these additional use cases, and they have developed them. They've got major customers. And so it really is strange, Your Honor, that we have a situation where the SEC has charged this long-running scheme to present day. They're alleging even today XRP is a security. It is absurd, and they're not going to be able to prove it.
100% XRP is not a security. It's obvious that the SEC is going to lose this case. I use XRP daily to buy coffee and groceries and fuel and different things because I have the honor of having that option because I'm compensated 100% in XRP every month based on.
So, yeah, that's a good one. Thanks again to James Rule XRP and Bank XRP, who does not have a YouTube channel, I don't think. He might, but hit him up on Twitter. Give these guys a like and subscribe. Thanks for the great content.
Yeah, that was really interesting. It's very powerful, particularly the part. It was at the end. Shoot.
Yeah, where he's like that there's just no case and
no, there's another really critical part. I'll think of it in a second.
It was but it was good. I mean, that is one of the judges speaking to the Ripple lawyer, who
right.
I think this particular, they got just a slate of killer lawyers, but I think this particular one actually worked for the SEC for 3 years. So
yeah,
he knows the playbook, man. But yeah, good interview. Or good. Yeah, it's cool getting right into the courtroom and just listening to the judges.
Extremely bullish for Ripple.
Yeah, it's done.
You know,
it's a done
particularly if I think what they said is that only the owners of Ripple and employees can illegally sell.
Yeah, could it be a security for either Ripple or Brad Garlinghouse or Chris Larson? Could it actually be a problem? And that's why now,
all these
exchanges turn it back on, man.
Yeah, one of them already put it back on, right?
I don't know, but I've already seen some flip, like I know the Exodus wallet turned it off, and they turned it back on like a couple weeks later. But I think you're going to see Coinbase. I mean, the thing about XRP is for most exchanges, after Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's their highest volume. And in some cases, it's their most volume, even above them.
Yeah. When these, it seems clear that all these exchanges put in money, they see approved. When that happens, because it's on record that owners and employees selling it's not illegal.
Oh, we're losing you, Crash. Close some tabs, my friend. We're losing you. We caught some of that, though. Anyways, yeah, that was interesting. Thanks again to Mr. Rule. All right, one last one. Like Crash said earlier, Ripple had an interesting hire this week. So DAI had kind of an interesting take on this. So we're going to play this for you real quick here. Give me 1 second here. All right.
We'll tweet it out. Join us in welcoming Brooks Entwistle as Ripple's new managing director of Southeast Asia and Singapore's BKK Forex to RippleNet. This guy's a freaking stud, to use some baseball terminology that we use around here. This is the announcement. I just wanted to read you his, I'll show you his resume, but I first want to read you his quote. I'm thrilled to join Ripple to scale the company's footprint in this pivotal region, having helped build and scale companies across both the financial services and technology industries over the past 30 years. Joining an industry leader like Ripple was an obvious choice given the convergence between finance and technology, and even more so in a region that's on the cusp of accelerating payments innovation. I look forward to leading this talented team as we fuel the future of finance with RippleNet adoption in Southeast Asia and beyond. All right, and then here's his tweet. Super pumped to share. I've joined Ripple to lead and scale operations in Southeast Asia, a pivotal region that's accelerating payments innovation globally. Looking forward to leading this talented team to fuel the future of finance. And then Ashish Burler retweeted this. Excited to welcome Brooks Entwistle to Ripple. His experience in financial services, golden, startup mentality, Uber, is exactly the combination we were looking for to lead the charge in Southeast Asia, our biggest market for RippleNet customer demand and transaction growth. Now, folks, this is just me talking out loud. I don't know anything. But this is just a thought that went through my head when I saw this. Brad Garlinghouse, first of all, Brad Garlinghouse did not tweet out about this. Maybe he will today. He did not tweet out about this Brooks Entwistle guy. After reading this guy's resume, this guy's a freaking alpha. He's a stud, like I told you. He's got the kind of resume that a CEO would have. And with this Ripple lawsuit against Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson going on, which could drag out, even if they pull out the one against Ripple, it makes you wonder when I saw this guy's resume, I was like, it makes me wonder if this guy is being put in place to become the CEO. That was my thought. And I'll expound on that with his resume. But the other thought I had is the fact that this guy was at freaking Uber. Okay? And we've been talking to you in recent weeks about, I had posed the question, if private ledgers built on the XRP ledger are good enough for central banks, aren't they going to also be good enough for some of these major companies? So is it possible that Uber could have their own private ledger built on the XRP ledger? Uber, that's a title. Uber private ledger ? Right? Because that's what I'm thinking here. And I'm thinking, is this guy the next CEO of Ripple? And again, don't be mad at me, Brad Garlinghouse. I'm just thinking out loud here. This is just purely, nobody's told me anything. I don't know anything. I'm just thinking out loud here because there is no CEO that goes on forever. And Brad Garlinghouse has certainly done his job over the last few years. Okay, so look at this guy. He's with Uber. And then he's a Goldman Sachs guy. He's from McKinsey & Company. He's been at the United Nations. This guy's just got that. There's something about this guy. And then there's this. This is from the Aspen Institute. He's on the board of trustees at the Aspen Institute, which I'll get into further in a second. But first I wanted to show you this guy. Looks like he's an avid mountaineer and big mountain skier. Brooks is the oldest American to summit and ski an 8,000-meter peak. He also summited Mount Everest from the north side in Tibet in 2017 in a guided climb record 27 days. This is the latest addition to Ripple training for his climb of Mount Everest. Let me see if I can go forward and show you any other clips. They show him like working out and getting ready for his climb. And then it shows him in this bed thing. Check this out, one of these breathing apparatus things. Oxygen, where it gives you more oxygen, I guess.
So, big BG's replacement. Yeah, he's definitely a stud, and
we don't know if that's the case or not. He's just speculating, right?
Right, but it does. I mean, what you do with a company like that is you're creating a bench, And, if Brad Garlinghouse gets hit by a bus or something, you have people lined up, and hopefully more than one, but he's just one that would fit the bill. And he's taken on the biggest region in crypto, Southeast Asia. That's where it all comes from. So it's good.
Nobody could replace you.
We're all replaceable, my friend. Don't forget it.
I don't know.
Especially me. Good God. Crash, it's your time. It's time, man. It's time for your favorite time of the show. You're gonna love this.
No.
Let's do it.
No,
baby.
not the owl.
No, not the owl.
Oh, yeah.
We're just gonna take a walk through space, baby.
Yeah.
And let's talk. Let's have some talk about some stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna talk big picture, or we're gonna talk little picture.
Well, we're in space, so this is always kind of big picture stuff, right? That's how I see it. But I want to talk. This is a big Fed week, man. Huge Fed week. Fed's got their back up against the wall, man. They are painted in real good. You know, the rates are going up. Are they going to, raise rates, raise the bank rates so that they can quell this massive inflation that's coming, or is our economy actually quite dead, and they know that the real big inflation? Yeah, there's inflation, but man, I mean, oh, Crash, I'm losing you, man. What?
So much money that the inflation just can't grab a hold.
Yeah. We caught part of that, but people, we gotta have some technical difficulties. That's how we roll. So we got a little bit of that going on, but
yeah. So can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's better. Yep.
So on a micro level to that, I found a way today or this week, with the help of a friend of mine, how on crypto.com you can direct deposit your paycheck right into their fiat wallet and bypass the bank completely.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, but your bank's hooked up to them to do that.
Yeah, my bank is hooked up to them, but this is bypassing that.
Is it?
A paycheck is not going from an employer to a bank, and then from a bank to it's going from employer wallet, and you can convert it to whatever you want as far as crypto. What I did is I hooked it up to my Venmo. So now my Venmo, if I get funds coming in through my Venmo, I can transfer it directly to crypto.com and bypass the bank.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
If you know how to reach me, nobody knows how to reach me, really. You have to get a hold of Edy.
No one can reach me.
Yeah, get a hold of my secretary.
Yeah, well, drop us. You know what? Drop us a comment.
Contact with me, and I can walk you through how to do that.
Just drop us a comment. We'll help you out. And
we love help.
Yeah. So the Fed is going to make its moves, and we'll see what happens. But basically, Powell came out and said, I'm not doing anything with the interest rates. And that's because I think he knows that. I mean, just look at business travel alone. One of my best friends is in the airline business, and it's business travel's not coming back to what it ever was. Probably never again. It's just
it depends. I mean,
for people have realized, though, look at companies are realizing as they try and squeeze out profits, boy, we can save a ton of money and get the same work done twice as fast, So you'll have some business travel, but I do think it's shrunk permanently to some degree because of technology. It's just, you
Yeah,
got to keep in mind too, technology is a deflationary factor always. It's deflationary.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. I'm not even going to get into the MASK stuff, but
yeah. So one other thing, Crash. A couple other ones. I want to talk about this SEC case because really, what's coming out through this is just pretty intense corruption within the SEC. It really is. I mean, it's corrupt. They found this one guy, forget his name, but he basically cut a deal behind closed doors with Ethereum. As they did gatherings to raise funds. They actually had fundraising events, man.
at the SEC.
Yeah. I mean, clearly the corruption, that's really Ripple. What Ripple's doing now, they're getting into Ethereum and saying, okay, let's talk about this. And it's exposing a ton of corruption within the SEC, which that's really, and then you step back from that, and isn't that what crypto's doing with our whole government and banking system?
Mm-hmm.
It really is, That's the coolest part about crypto is it is a double-edged sword, and there's a dark side, but on the bright side, it's exposing a lot of corruption. And I say it's why it's so delayed. So they can cover stuff up and make new ways to get stuff done.
Yeah, I think history will look at the last 5 years as period of exposing the swamp, exposing all these corrupt systems that have been in place and are so entrenched that hold us all back.
Yep, and the only way to get out of this stuff is technology. That's how powerful technology is. It wins. It always wins.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of leads into the last thing, and that is privacy. Because I used to have, kind of this thought of, boy, privacy's just going out the window and all that stuff. And it's coming out that it's really not. I mean, all these public ledgers, they're all developing private ledgers. All around them,
People want that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it makes sense, too, because guess who really wants the privacy? It's not us little guys.
No, it's the big guys.
Yeah, they demand it. The banks, they don't want people knowing what they're doing. And these big players.
We have it's got to be privacy for the little people and not privacy for corporations and all this other stuff that should be public knowledge.
Right. And
I think,
it's part of the reason, people that are listening, it's part of the reason you need to embrace this, because you're going to have as much privacy as you want, but you're going to have to learn the systems. If you're not going to learn the system, you're going to be in the US dollar token. You're going to be forced into it, and you're going to be tracked every second of the day. Everything that you do, tracked and controlled through these certain cryptos. That's what they're designed to do. It's not really a crypto. It's just digital money. It's programmable money. So those that learn and embrace, they'll have options, right? Oh, Crash, you're killing me today, man. You are just...
Oh, am I not coming through?
I'm getting some here and there, so...
I'm sorry.
People, it's, you know what? This Crash, I swear, sometimes he sabotages the show is what he does. So we're going to cut this show off due to technological difficulties.
You never know. It might just be your speaker cutting out, and it may be recording beautifully.
That's true. It could be on my end, people. It can't be my fault, though, can it? I suppose it could, but geez. Talk about a rare event.
I love the visual.
Anyway, so it's our walk through space, Crash. Anyways, hit the like and... hit the like and subscribe, people. Crash is cutting out. We're going to cut this video out. Hopefully we won't have to scrap the whole doggone thing. Remember, this isn't financial advice. And drop a like, give us a thumbs up, give us some comments. We love your comments, even if it's something about what you had for dinner last night. So be good and take care of each other. Do the right thing. Talk to you next time.
Thank you.
Crash.
Dude, can you hear me now?
Now, of course, you're clear as a bell. Huh?
It's probably recording beautifully, but you just interrupted me with your fictional technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just trying to keep me from stealing the show again.
I don't know. We got to work this technical stuff out, man. It's crazy.
Well, when's the studio going to be ready?
We might have to get Miss Brown involved. She's a bit of a technological guru, isn't she?
Are you still recording?
No. Jeez, man, why would I do that? The show's over, dude.
Yes, Miss Brown is very technical.
Good.
Highly technical, particularly in how she saves her passwords.
The old paper wallet. I love how they call that in the crypto space, paper wallet.
It's got to be one of these three passwords. It's just got to be.
Really? Nice. All right, dude. Well, you're not on the road today, right?
No.
Good.
No.
That's why you're having tech. I swear you have better tech when you are on the road.
Well, yeah, I had a tough week, man. Tough week.
Come on, bro. Stop whining.
I got a ticket last weekend. Did I tell you about that?
No. Who knows what you did? Do I even want to know?
Well, I went to the grocery store, and the manager didn't like the way I was dressed. So he yelled at me. I yelled at him. I left. He refused me service. And then the police showed up at my house and wrote me a ticket for disorderly conduct.
Are you kidding me, man?
No, I'm not kidding.
It's pretty rare to get a ticket at your house, dude.
Unbelievable.
It's ridiculous. That is unbelievable, man.
I've been in that same store 1,000 times. Dressed exactly the same.
With a trench coat on and nothing underneath, flashing the ladies?
No facial gear.
Oh, boy. Here we go. All right. Well, try and show up next show, man. We got a big show next time, dude. I need you there.
I'm thinking Chili's looking better and better. I've never experienced this. I've never experienced an earthquake either.
I suppose. Why not, dude? There's got to be some silver lining in that.
Yeah, it's about time to do a little walkabout. As Mr. Dundee would say, time for a walkabout.